Captain Azrael Prack's personal log, stardate 54485.3. The expedition is en route back to Deep Space Nine. They should be arriving soon. My time on Deep Space Nine has been all of business dealing with Gold Drell and how to deal with these raiders in the Badlands. Soon as the expedition returns from what I have been told by my first officer was quite eventful, we should be able to begin a more thorough investigation. In any case, I look forward to rejoining the ship and putting an end to this case and log.
All right, so we'll go ahead and do the little role play scene with Prax and Gulch. Basically just reporting your findings in the Badlands to him because I don't think anyone's actually told him what happened yet. And so you can imagine he is very pissed off. Uh,
Well, he knows about the attack 'cause that happened at the end.
okay, yeah. So yeah, just a quick briefing then. So yeah, so it'll be Captain Prax, Captain Nerys, Captain Kira, sorry, and Goldrell in the Deep Space Nine conference. Captain Prax, what have you found from the Badlands?
It would appear that we encountered vessels that were probably at one point Maquis raiders. However, I don't believe they belong to them. We're still conducting a more thorough investigation. Some of the wreckage proved that was modified, um, but there's still a lot to learn. We did manage to take out quite a few of them.
And what proof do you have that they are not Maquis?
The modifications that were made from some of the wreckage that we recovered was definitely not of Maquis or Federation origin. As you're well aware, Maquis raiders at one point used to use Federation based technology. And for all due purposes, the Maquis have been finished. They are no longer around. And I believe, from my understanding of what's left, either dead or are imprisoned.
I suspect that we did not wipe them out during the Dominion War.
You
I believe
mean
this is a resurgence of the Maquis, and potentially with a powerful back.
evidence on the contrary dictates that it's not? I suggest we let the facts speak at hand before we jump to conclusions on who is responsible with this, with all due respect.
And what is it you plan to do about this threat, Captain?
Investigate and follow whatever evidence we find to its hopefully natural conclusion.
At least you are sticking up to your end of the contract, Captain. However, I have taken steps to ensure the security of Cardassia and its territory. I have redeployed the Third Order along the borders of the Badland and Federation space. If any of these Maquis raiders dare enter our space again, we will make them pay.
You have the right to defend your borders. Well, however, most of these attacks have been isolated near Federation space, and we will continue to deploy applicable resources to stop these raids and protect the shipments coming into Cardassia.
And have you located the base of operations in the Badlands, Captain?
Not yet, or hopefully we can recover some computer telemetry data from one of the vessels we recovered, at least parts of it.
Very well, Captain. It's just I get the feeling that we are under attack again. First, the Maquis show up again, then Dominion forces opening fire on Federation ships in our space. What's next?
It's no different than a Borg cube showing up in your back door. Trust me, there's always someone at the gate. They
Very
keep
well, Captain. I will allow you to investigate this matter. But let me tell you this, I grow impatient with your lack of result, and the gull will get up and storm out. And from Captain Kira, charming fellow.
indeed.
I have just received word that the expedition is about 30 minutes out.
That's good news. In any case, I think I might get a little drink before they arrive.
Very good, Captain. Let me know if we can be any further assistance.
Will do. And trust me, Kira, you've done a hell of a job keeping him at bay. Thank you.
You owe me one, Captain. He's not an easy person to deal with.
Indeed, he is.
And she will exit the conference room. All right, and then at this point, I will allow whoever wants to do any type of free role play the opportunity to.
I'm good.
I got nothing.
I'm fine too.
Okay. So we will fast forward to the expedition docking with Deep Space Nine. And I'm assuming the captain at Quarks getting.
Just a drink. Just one.
Well, Quark does have the monopoly of
He does.
drinks on this. So yes, Commander, you can inform the captain you have.
Alrighty. All right. Expedition to Captain Prax.
Glad to hear your voice, Commander.
And yours too, Captain. How have things been?
Oh, business as usual.
By that, I guess you mean that Goldrell has been polite and charming as always.
He is a staple point, or shining example, I should say, for a Cardassian goal.
Well, I'm sure you won him over with your tact and knack for diplomacy. Um, well, if you're ready, we would love to have you back on the bridge here. I know the crew has definitely missed you.
I'll be boarding shortly.
Understood. Expedition out.
All right, and if there's nothing else anyone wants to do, we could fast forward to the captain entering the bridge, unless there's something the captain wanted.
No. I think I've taken enough of Quark's money as it is.
Cool, and then captain enters the bridge.
Captain.
Commander, status report.
And just when I was getting used to the seat. Overall, systems online. Ship's as healthy as she can be. Everything seems to be normal. And DeGrasse will scooch on over to his seat.
It's excellent news. Have we made any headway on the fighter, on reverse engineering or studying the components that were recovered?
You'll have to remind me. Is this the Archon?
No, the fighter craft, the Maquis Raiders.
Ah,
From the not last session you guys ran, but the session before that. It's been a month.
yeah, it's been a while. GM, have we made any progress on that?
I will allow you to pick a crew member to make a difficulty 1 roll.
Okay. Well, Lieutenant Nadon, welcome back. The honor's yours.
Thank you.
All right, well, we will make this reason or insight with your science. Difficult. First roll of the new year.
What was the difficulty? Sorry, you cut out.
1. Let's see if this roll is going to be good for the players or good for the GM.
Complication range is 1 or 2.
1.
Okay. Kind of a mixed bag.
Yes. I will take the success and use the complication.
There doesn't seem to be enough left of it to identify the components. Some of the marks on the hull suggest that it's been in this region for at least a month, though.
Well, Captain,
Were we
since we
able
haven't been
to-
able to.
Were we
Oh, I'm
able
sorry.
to,
Go ahead.
Were we able to recover the computer core or any telemetry data from the actual craft's navigation systems?
I will accept that as a question.
The computer core and the consoles appear to have been wiped prior to our engagement with the ship.
Oh, that's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Thank you, Lieutenant.
We did recover some navigation information for the Badlands, however.
Can you put the telemetry on the view screen?
Yes.
So to clarify, it's just basic information on the Badlands to help with navigating around some of the anomalies inside it.
Oh, okay. So I will say that it's really just basic information on the Badlands, and it's some of the local anomalies. Not any. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, but there's no courses preloaded onto it or anything like that.
Correct.
Okay.
There's no "they are here" thing.
So we do know these are definitely their least former or are marquee raiders to an extent.
Yeah, I mean the telemetry from your fight, they are the hull of Maquis Raiders. The only advancements were made to the shielding, of which the components to the shielding were too badly damaged to properly identify it. That was the complication.
Helm, notify Deep Space Nine will be departing soon. And plot a course for the last location where we encountered the raiders.
Oh yeah, we don't have Blackwell here to play the con officer. He acknowledges and sets the.
Commander, the bridge is yours. As soon as we depart, notify me when we've arrived at the location. I need to make a request from Starfleet Command.
Of course, Captain.
Brax gets up and heads to our ready room.
Any role play on the bridge after that? All right. In Captain's ready.
Yeah, she wants to talk to someone at Starfleet Command, see if she can't talk to any surviving Maquis members.
Give me a presence command roll. Difficulty 2. You can be assisted by the ship's communications command.
Persuasion for focus.
Yes.
Take a threat. You say communications command.
That is correct.
Something the ship's actually kind of really good at.
2 momentum out of that. Yeah, 14. That's really good.
It's got 11 in guys rolled computers.
Oops.
That is not a success.
Okay, then 1. And yes, in this area of space, there are penal colonies around that house former Maquis members. The few surviving ones.
Whoever is
One has agreed to talk with you.
Does this person have a name?
Yes, but they don't want to tell it to you. You know, distrusting of Federation and whatnot. It is a older male gentleman, and he is put in front of the communication, you know, like a desk, flanked by 2 Starfleet security guards. Captain, I am told you want to speak with someone from the Maquis.
I do, and I do appreciate you talking with me. I have a few questions to ask if you don't mind.
What can I, a humble prisoner, do for you, Captain?
I was hoping if I put in a good word and hopefully alleviate your sentence, um, that you could give me the location of former Maquis encampments within the Badlands that potentially housed Maquis raiders. It would appear that someone is using your former craft that were left behind to do business.
I thought all of the Maquis were wiped out from the Dominion Wars, Captain.
I did as well, and I assume that they were. Someone is using your vessels.
I could give you the locations of a few of the bases I was assigned to, but I don't have the information for all of our bases in the Badlands. You understand security, Captain.
I understand. I greatly appreciate that.
I will send you the coordinates of 2 planets we used as staging bases. However, from what I've heard, they were utterly destroyed when the Dominion attacked. I think they were trying to send a message to us.
Perhaps some things were left behind.
Perhaps. It would be nice to see the Maquis rise again.
Now I don't think is the time or place for that. And while I do help you, I'm grateful for your help in this. I assure you that things are changing. And there will finally be peace along the DMZ. So there should be no more need for the Maquis.
Have they given back the planets they took yet, Captain?
I don't remember, like out of character. I don't think that was ever really discussed.
Remember when the treaty was made with Cardassia? Several Federation planets were put under Cardassian control in the DMZ.
Were they?
Yeah, that's how the Maquis started. It was before the Dominion War, however.
Yeah, but
This
after
is
the war.
next gen. From what I understood, they were still remained under Cardassian control. You know, the borders were brought back to pre-war status.
Right. So.
At least that's the info I'm working on.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not.
Well, Captain, I could sit here and argue with you all day about the horrors of Cardassian occupation. But I just don't think I have the time for that. I do have a work detail to get back to. So if there is nothing else,
No, thank you for the information. And I'll put a good word in to your supervisor and on your record.
and he will just nod and get up and the transmission cuts.
Sorry, I'm just exploring different avenues to try and find something.
Yep.
I'm sure that took a while, so if you want to jump back to the bridge, because that's all I got.
The what?
That's all I have for right now.
Very well. I look forward to you getting my sentence reduced, Captain. And he'll get up and start walking away as the transmission.
Oh, I thought it already closed.
Whichever. Sorry, I had someone message me and then girlfriend walked in, so I was a little distracted. But yes, he did send the ship the coordinates of the two planets that he knows of.
Captain to Lieutenant Nadan.
Yes?
I'm sending you some coordinates to a few different worlds. Cross-reference those worlds with known activity along the disputed area, or the raid attacks.
Yes, Captain. I'll get on that right away.
Okay, so I'll. Do you have any more orders for anybody before I start resolving tasks?
No, not yet. Not until we get to our last lone location.
Okay. Nadon, I'll have you roll insight or reason with your science or con. Difficulty 2. And for the ship, we'll go computers con.
I'm just checking one of my talents quickly, so that I can verify whether or not it's helpful, and then I'll let you know what I'm rolling. Okay. Can I spend a determination for an extra die?
If you'd wish.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. This
What-
feels like it's going to be important.
It's
What
not.
value are you using it?
One moment. Never mind. I won't do that because I don't see the convincing way to pull in one of my values. So, yeah, I'll hold off on that. Did folks mind if I spend a momentum to get a third die?
Go ahead.
Okay, let's do that. Okay. 3 hits.
Man, those complications though.
Yeah.
Ships computers con, I believe. All right, so you have 2 momentum.
Let's just clear the complication with it.
Okay.
I concur. Yes.
There is one more thing I got to type out for you.
Okay.
It's kind of a lot there. Sorry.
Okay, Captain. Based on the analysis of the data, I cross-referenced the coordinates with known Maki bases in the region, and the two that I'm aware of have both been deemed uninhabitable. The two bases, that is. In one case, radiation was introduced into the atmosphere, which caused a mass extinction on the planet, and subsequent inhabitability of said planet. The other one was at one point based in an asteroid and was destroyed with all hands, as according to Starfleet intelligence. When we now that doesn't necessarily mean that those two bases weren't somehow refurbished. So I cross-referenced the potential paths the ships could have taken with the intel, the navigation intel from the destroyed ships, and that does not support the use of either of those two bases as a base of operations. So, in summary, Captain, there's no evidence to suggest that they are using known Maquis bases as their base, their launch pad or base of operations.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
And don't forget, you do have a few free questions as well.
One of my questions would be, what type of radiation caused the mass extinction event? Depending on the type of radiation, that would have implications for how long the planet in question would remain uninhabitable.
Stand by. Let me do a little bit of research for that. We'll call it Thalaron radiation. It is able to consume organic matter at the subatomic level.
Okay, so in summary, it's very definitely still uninhabitable from what I remember of that stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Is there any residue of that radiation that's on the fighter we recovered?
Just trying to double check how many free questions she gets. I know one for position. You don't have high res sensors, do you?
No, and even high res sensors wouldn't give us that.
Okay, I'll give you guys a insight engineering roll, difficulty 1, to get that.
Sounds like something for Mendrock.
Would you like me to do that? So, insight engineering.
Yep. Difficulty of 1.
Right. And this is concerning the Marquis stuff.
Yeah, if the ships were exposed to the Thalaron radiation.
Alright, so focus of EPS systems on that one.
No.
Okay.
No, because you're trying to look for something on the hull.
Oh, okay. So diagnostics then. Alright. Small.
Any rerolls or let stand? Because I will succeed at cost here.
How do I reroll?
You'd probably have to use your determination if you wanted it. I don't think it's that important at this point.
Yeah. Worry about it. Yeah. There's no. Yeah, I'm good. There's no momentum to use, so
And I did send you a Discord message with the info.
okay. Alright. Engineering the captain, or yeah, engineering the captain.
Go ahead, Chief.
There's no sign of the radiation on the wreckage.
Understood. Thank you.
Engineering out.
Bridge, what's our current ETA to the last engagement site?
Speed a plot so we can call you almost there.
We'll be arriving shortly, Captain.
Very well. Thank you. So yeah, Prax is going to head back onto the bridge.
And you have entered.
Gotta move the scene marker.
Yeah, so we'll have you guys drop out of warp right at the edge of the Badlands. We will go ahead and enter scene number 2. I would say go down a momentum, but
Can you put us on the bridge page?
oops, I forgot. I was on it, I just didn't move you guys.
Lieutenant Casey, Lieutenant Nadon, can you please start analyzing the current area, see if we can find any impulse or warp trails to and out within the Badlands? It's been several weeks, so hopefully we might catch something.
Yes, Captain. I'm going to start running scans, looking for warp and impulse trails.
Okay, I am going to make this a task roll. I'm going to make it a difficulty 4. And you guys are working on this together, so one gets the primary, one gets the assist, and the ship will get to assist. I will make this I feel insight and either science or security, assisted by the ship's sensors and science. So at the end of the day, the difficulty will be 3.
My insight security is 14.
My insight science is the same, so I'm not sure if it matters who leads and who's secondary.
I haven't rolled anything yet, so guess I'll give this a shot. I'll generate a threat for an. Wait, can I use observation as a focus? Figure out if we have focuses.
Yes, I will let
Okay.
you use.
All right. I'll generate a threat for an extra dice, and you said insight, security, or science, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. I'll give that a try then. Well, not my best roll, but
Do you have any rerolls, Casey?
I meet it. Yeah. I did my reroll for bold.
Oh, I see
security.
it. I see it. Never mind. I see it. Then we just need Nadon with insight, science. All right, you guys get 2 momentum out of this.
Captain, we picked up a pretty badly degraded warp signature just inside the Badlands.
Are you able to extrapolate its course and bearing?
I'll try, Captain.
I gave Nadon that info.
It leads further into the Badlands, Captain.
Is it enough that we can follow?
It. We probably should be able to follow it, Captain. It's quite degraded, so the task will be difficult, but we should be able to.
Very well. Lieutenant Casey, remodulate the shields to help better withstand the effects of the Badlands.
Aye, sir.
Chief Mendrock, be advised we're going to be entering the Badlands. Have your engineering teams on damage report.
Yes, Captain. I will have my engineering team be ready for any trouble. I will monitor things myself from here.
So we going in?
Ensign, full ahead speed.
Okay, so we're gonna have a little fun right now. So I have a little bit of a task thing that you guys have to kind of accomplish in order to get where you want to go. So I put the rules of this in the Discord. It's a little confusing, so I'll go through it. But so the way I figure this, there are 4 systems in play here. Con, engineering, science, and security. Con, obviously piloting through the Badlands, avoiding hazards and stuff. Engineering, dealing with structural integrity, power management. Science, trying to plot a course and search for the warp trail. And security, keeping the shields intact. So all of these are going to start at a various point, and the goal is to get each system to 0. So, for example, con is going to start at -3. Power engineering and power is going to start at 3. Science is going to start at -3, and security at 3. So what you have to do is basically you're going to choose a system to try to complete a task, and you guys get to decide what the difficulty of the task is going to be. If you are successful, that system is going to move closer to 0 based on the difficulty that you set it at. So if you do a con task of 3 and you succeed, con is going to move to 0, for example. After each successful roll, you guys are going to roll challenge dice equal to the difficulty you rolled at. On an effect, a random system or systems is going to move forward or backward equal to the difficulty. So it could be good for you, make things easier. It could be make things more difficult for you. The same thing will happen on a fail or a complication. Should a random system move, however, the captain may make a presence and command roll equal to the difficulty +2 to select what system moves instead of a random system. So it's a little confusing, but I think this will work. Can't make this too easy on you guys.
DeGrasse, do you want to take over Connell E?
Sounds good.
But let's give him, because he's gonna be activated, so he gets something.
And if my math is right, everyone has the opportunity to roll in this.
So who do we start with?
So obviously the first thing we're going to start with is con, because you guys are moving into the Badlands.
Right.
I'm gonna say we give him push the limits. I know this is the doctor's kind of sporting character, but kind of fitting. So actually,
It does make sense.
What does push the limits do?
It decreases the difficulty of a con task by 1 if the increase in difficulty is due to either a breach on the engines or an environmental hazard. I believe that's correct.
yes.
And yes, the Badlands would qualify as this.
Huh. Cool.
Of course, the other con officer has the same thing. So we have 2.
Okay. All right. Let's get this started. So we have a focus in astronavigation. So we'll do that.
I probably won't let you use astronavigation for this. It'd probably have to be helm ups.
Let's not use Connell E then. So let's take back that stuff. There is. Sorry, Doc.
Is it basin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he already has push the limits and he has flight control systems, which should give him a focus. And we could, since this is another activation for him, we could technically give him Old Cond. Okay. That should be a little bit better, I think. Because he's a little bit further along on the upgrade tree.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So, yeah, flight control systems for a focus. And then I would choose the starting difficulty. So let's just do this at 2.
So keep in mind when you say what difficulty you're choosing, it's before modifiers.
Okay.
I would say go ahead and just go for difficulty 3.
And then do push the limits.
We have push limits, but give him a threat for an extra dice.
Okay.
And does the ship assist with engines con?
Yes, ship always assists in all of these.
All right, cool. Yeah, take a threat. And away we go. And I'll re-roll that 0.
Oh man. All right, so you guys get 3 momentum out of that. Please roll me 3 challenge dice.
Oh,
No effects. Okay, so con is at 0.
So is it the goal to get everything to 0?
Yes. So then you guys get to choose your next system to try to get the 0. And hopefully this is more difficult than that roll proved.
Want me to try engineering? Somebody else want to do one?
I say it's all you, buddy.
If we
Alright.
have power figured out, we can deal with the rest of the stuff.
So that's
So
control plus engineering.
before you roll, the power is currently at, so that it's at 3. It's not at -3. So what is technically the difficulty to get to 0?
So you don't have to worry too much about the 3 and -3. That's just my scale. Because it can move to either side of 0, so to speak. So
Okay.
so like the max could be 5 or -5, and that just donates what difficulty you guys would need to roll. You can split it up, obviously. Like you could say, I'm just gonna do a difficulty 1 at engineering, less risk to move another system, so to speak.
Okay. So I'll just do a difficulty 2, and
We
I'll
have-
do.
We have
I'll
5
spend. What?
I say we have momentum, so you can spend
Yeah, I
some.
was gonna spend. I was gonna spend momentum for 3 dice, and since this deals with power, EPS systems, no?
Sure does.
So for focus.
Yep.
And
then probably structure engineering for the task, for the ship. All right, you guys get 2 momentum out of that. Please roll me 2 challenge dice.
2.
All right, that's what you guys are looking at right now. 0 in con, 1 in engineering, -3 in science, 3 in security.
Cool.
Come on, challenge dice. Start doing some work.
I have the power under control, Captain. Steady as she goes.
Right, and then it is your option of what you guys would like to do next.
I guess we can go ahead and just go with the reason science one. We're capped for momentum, so
Oh, Nadan said she was AFK for a bit.
then I guess we could technically move engineering to just need one for engineering, so you can go again. Or we could do shield management.
So at 3, is my goal just to succeed at a difficulty 3 task?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going shields.
I'm good if everyone else is fine with that. All right.
Here comes the
All right.
threat
Before
devil.
you roll, though, I'm gonna spend 4 threat here. I'm gonna make the complication range 3, as you guys are carrying a little bit too much speed from the con officer. He's a little overzealous.
Great. All right. Would I have any applicable focuses? I don't know.
If you got anything to
Support
manage
weapon.
the shields,
It's kind of more of an engineering thing, so no. I'll go with insight security. I'll generate a threat for an extra dice and then spend 2 momentum for a 4th dice. I should have plenty left in case I complicate things.
and this is probably going to be structure science, or sorry, structure security.
Okay. And I'll spend 2 momentum to get rid of that complication.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Bold.
You have bold, right?
Oh yes. Forgot that. In that case, all good.
All right, you guys get 2 momentum out of that. Roll me 3 challenge dice, please. Huzzah! Okay. So we had some stuff move on you. All right, so con and security is at 0. Engineering is now at 4, and science is at -3.
So when there's an effect, the difficulty goes back up by 2 or
So
3.
on an effect, it moves by how many difficulty you chose. So you guys chose difficulty 3. So on the effect, I rolled a random system. In this case, it was engineering. And then I rolled randomly which way to the right or the left it was going to go. And in this case, it moved to the right 3. So it moved from 1 to 4. It could have went the other way too.
Am I looking at like a presence command difficulty 5 roll to move it?
Yes. So for you to get to choose, yes. It would be a difficulty 5 in this case.
It's not worth it. Well,
But do keep in mind you get to choose entirely where that goes and which way.
yeah, but difficulty 5. No, the odds are better for them to roll to get those stats down slowly than to actual um, roll a difficulty 5 and eat away at the resources or give you a bunch of threat.
All right, so let it stand.
Yeah. It's either Nidon or Mendrock, which
I didn't quite follow that last sentence. Can you repeat?
either it's either you or Mendrock has to go for because we have to get 4 departments to the 0 in order to get through this.
Okay, sorry, I had to duck away for a second. I can go next if Mendrock is okay with that.
Yeah, go ahead. And I'll try doing mine in 2 steps. We'll see.
Okay. So reason science, I think, because my understanding is the scanning and searching is still in need of boosting.
Yep, yeah, you're
Um,
still scanning the Badlands, trying to stay on course with the signature. This will be assisted by the sensor science, so you just got to choose the difficulty,
Okay.
the base difficulty, because your ship gets the modifier.
Yeah.
You could just go with 1. We have advanced sensors, so we make it difficulty 0.
Sure. Let's do that.
And you'd only roll 1 challenge dice.
Sounds good.
Play it cautious here.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and do my roll.
Yep. So you have 3 floats, and you did get an effect. So this will affect the con, and it will move to the left by 1. So if this stands, it'll look like this.
That's fine.
I think that's okay.
All right. Let's try engineering again. Let's do difficulty 2. I'll spend the momentum for 3 dice. And EPS systems.
Yep.
Focus.
Okay, you guys are at 7 momentum. 2 challenge dice, please.
In fact, is annoying.
Okay, if you let this stand, it will be that.
Like, I can't lower the difficulty with the presence command.
No. You get to choose
Then-
what you move.
No, it just stands.
Okay.
Like,
Because yeah, for example, if you were to try the presence command roll, it'd be a difficulty 4, but you would get to choose, let's say, for example, the science to move instead, whichever way you choose. So in theory, you could, instead of increasing con, you could knock out science, for example, and then it'll be a 1-2-0-0 if you succeed.
I guess I'll try that. That'd be difficulty 4.
That is correct.
Because, like, I'm really confused how this works. Because
There's a method, and so far it's working how I envisioned it. So it's all luck of the die if you get an effect, because it could work out for you or against you. So far it's been against.
composure.
Yeah, I will allow composure.
Take a threat, and then I'm gonna spend 2 momentum for the 4th die.
Get 1 momentum back. And then so like I said, you get to choose what one system moves.
The science, the -2.
Cool. So you just have 1 in con, 2 in engineering. Science and security are currently done. But of course, luck of the dice could change all that.
Well, I can take the next one.
Yeah, I guess. It doesn't really matter, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay, so if I say difficulty 2,
Well, you
So
only need one.
con's at difficulty 1, yes.
okay, so it's just set at 1. Okay. All right, so push the limits doesn't really help in that case.
Shouldn't it? Still?
It says reduce the difficulty by 1 down to a minimum of 1.
Oh, yeah,
so,
minimum. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, some
Okay.
of them say minimum 1, some say min 0, and that's the stuff that's hard to keep it track of.
Okay, so based on this system, I could overcorrect, right? So I could go from 1 to -1 or -2 or something like that.
It all depends on the difficulty you set. So if you set 1, and you pass, then it's no.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, let's do difficulty 1. And I guess I'll burn a momentum for a 3rd die.
Be threat for him for the reroll.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of weary of giving up more
We're
threat
already-
if we have 5 momentum.
I mean, you only need 1.
Yeah.
Ship
Probably-
does get to assist as well.
Yeah, it just
I'll just do a straight roll then. It's a good roll for him.
All right, you get 1 momentum. Challenge dice, please.
How many would that be?
Just 1.
Just one.
All right. Just need the engineering.
Alright, let's do this. We're gonna do difficulty 2. And I'll buy a die and use my focus. And see how it goes.
Get 1 momentum, and then we just need the ship. Yep, get the momentum back. 2 challenge.
Woo!
Okay, we will be entering scene 3, please. So please drop a momentum. And you guys have been traveling through the Badlands for a good few hours. Let's call it about 5 hours. And you eventually follow the warp trail back to a space station. Visually, the space station does not conform to any known configurations.
Lieutenant Nadon, I want a full sensor sweep on that station.
Yes, Captain. I'll do the sensor sweep. Also, can I pull up a image of the ship in question onto the view screen just to see if it is reminiscent of any known design?
So let's take care of the sensor sweep first. This is actually going to be a difficulty 3. Reason or insight with science. Assisted by sensor science. So diff 2. And you know what? Since I have all this wonderful threat, let's keep it at difficulty. Wow. Just need ship. Yeah, 2 momentum out of that.
Cool. That's lucky. Okay. All right. So I'm still gonna bring up the visual image, but I'll report to the captain. Captain, the station has advanced shielding that our sensors cannot penetrate. But they are sending us a signal, rather, with the number 7. I am not sure what that means, Captain.
Some sort of code, perhaps?
Perhaps. A self-identification, maybe?
It appears to be wanting some sort of a response, but it just keeps sending the number 7.
Thoughts on appropriate response?
We could send back the number 7, or I don't exactly know how Star Trek technology is, but maybe they use some sort of like older communication system and it's a frequency, like a channel.
Computer. Any correlation in the marquee and the number 7?
No correlation has been found.
Visually, is there anything that would indicate to us anything about the number 7? 7 docking bays? I mean, any features that would point to why they would be sending 7?
No.
Computer, look up any historical data regarding the number 7, both religious and spiritual, as well as mathematical correlations.
I forgot I had computer chimes. Or are they not working now?
I heard it.
Okay, I did not, however. There we go. No correlations found.
I'm going to go on a gut here. Relay the message 4 and 3.
So does somebody do that?
Is security on comms on this ship? Or is...
I mean, you could all be looking at the same thing as well. I mean, the accounts are all interconnected, so Nadine
Yeah.
could easily put this in on anyone's console.
Yeah, I would be making it available if people want it. If nobody else sends the signal that was requested, then I will.
All right, Nadine, on your console, the number 7 blinks red, disappears temporarily, and then comes back on your console.
It appears that was not the correct answer, Captain.
Well, Captain, 7's a prime number. Maybe it's expecting another prime number in return.
Good thinking.
The next prime would be 11. The previous prime would be 5. Could try one of those, Captain.
Your thought, Commander?
Honestly, no telling, sir. If I were to go on a whim, I would say 11.
$7-11.
I'm in the mood for a big gulp tonight.
Yeah.
So the consensus is
11.
I'll send that along.
the number 7 turns red on your screen, disappears temporarily, and then the number 7 reappears.
That was incorrect as well. What about 7 to the 7th power?
That'd be a big number, but yeah.
Yes, 823,543.
Secure
What?
password.
How many marquee ships did we encounter? Was it 7?
It was more than that.
Okay.
Can we maybe pull up a password from
Let's
the Maki computer?
no.
we
Let's
got, or-
let's go with the Don. Don, go ahead and send that.
So I'll send along the
I,
7 to the 7th power.
I'm just wondering if so many fails will cause some kind of
Who knows? We might
reaction.
get 7 tries.
The number 7 flashes red, disappears temporarily, and then the number 7 reappears on your.
Okay. Same response as previously.
Well, Captain, I say we could just try sending the number 7.
I suppose so. Reply with 7.
I do so.
The number 7 flashes red on your screen, disappears temporarily, and then the number 7 reappears.
Appears to be incorrect, Captain.
Well, Captain, the number 7 is the answer to the number of drinks I'm going to have after going through whatever this routine is.
What's the current layout of the actual station? Like geometry, how is it configured?
It's pretty symmetrical. It's just you don't recognize its configuration.
Right, but are there like 7 docking ports?
There's nothing like that you can make out.
What's the 7th prime number?
Number 7 is an important number in Chinese numerology. You could put the word for 7 in Mandarin, qi.
How would they be familiar with Chinese mythology?
I mean, the Maquis are mostly human.
Are we really dealing with Maquis?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Maquis?
Lieutenant Nadon, are there any features around us and around the station? Anything of interest?
I'll scan the surrounding area.
There is not. This is it's pretty much in like the middle of nowhere. There's a few anomalies here and there, but it's a relatively calm area of the Badlands.
Nothing of particular interest, no. To answer the previous question, the 7th prime is 17.
Let's send number 17 to them.
Very well. I'll send along number 17.
The 7 flashes red, disappears temporarily from your screen, and then the number 7 reappears.
Alright, that was wrong as well, Captain.
So much for logic.
Can I send the like the Chinese character for 7? Just on a hunch.
You can. But like I said, anyone can act.
All right, I'm gonna send the Chinese character for 7.
It does not accept the input.
Like it didn't do the blinking thing. Like it's only accepting number responses.
That is correct.
Awesome. Well, we narrowed that down at least.
Is there any communication data logs that... Oh, never mind, it was all white.
Sorry, communication logs that...
From the fighters, but I believe those they were white.
There is not.
So, do we want to try sending over the numbers 6 or 8?
The only thing I can think of is to send over the 7, first prime numbers. But I have a feeling that's probably going to be incorrect. So like 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we sending?
I guess it doesn't hurt to try 2, 3. Sorry. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 17.
Individually or separate? Or like together or separate?
Together.
Okay. When you send them together, the 7 blinks red, disappears from your screen, and then this number 7 reappears.
And then I guess individually.
Okay. So as you guys are sending the prime numbers, the first couple give you the same red thing, where it turns red, disappears, comes back as number 7. When you enter number 5, the number 7 turns green, disappears from the screen, and the number 2 appears on your screen.
Send 3.
The number 2 turns green, disappears from the screen, and the number 3 appears on the screen.
Send 2.
The number 3 turns red, disappears from your screen, and the number 7 comes back on the screen.
Okay, so we repeat the process again. So 5.
5 turns green, the number 2 appears on the screen.
Let me send 3.
The number 2 turns green, and the number 3 appears on the screen.
It's 1. The next answer is 1, Captain.
Okay, then send 1.
The number 3 turns red, disappears from the screen, and the number 7 appears on the screen.
I am surprised. I thought I had spotted the pattern. Guess I was wrong.
Said 5, and then 3.
Right, the number 7 turns green, the number 2 appears, turns green, the number 3 appears on your screen.
Send 7 again.
Wait, didn't we send 2?
I thought we tried 2, yeah.
We tried 2. That's right.
Feel free to take notes.
I'm writing it down. I know 5
Okay.
and 3
Yeah.
are correct.
So 7 minus 5 is 2. 2's
Yes.
left over on the screen. The addition of 3, 2 and 3 yields a 3. Is it the difference between 7 and 5 is 2, 2 and 3 is 1? Would the next answer be 3 and 3, which would be 0? So the difference is counting down from 2 to 0?
Worth a try. Probably.
Prax?
I guess send 0.
Or 3?
Or
The
3
number
again.
3 turns red in the screen, and the number 7 appears.
So, can we just review what the pattern is of things that appear on the screen versus?
So we send it's flash of 7. We go 5. 3 appears, or no, 2 appears, right?
So when 7 appears, you put 5. The 7 turns green, and a 2 appears.
Right, and then we send 3.
The number 2 turns green, disappears, and then the number 3 appears.
It's going back.
Can someone send that if they have any type notes? I wasn't able to get Notepad open in time. Awesome.
Got it.
Did we send 2, right? And 2 didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done 1, 2, and 3.
Send 5.
The number 3 turns green, disappears from the screen, and a number 2 appears.
Send 7.
Yeah, send 7.
The number 2 turns red, disappears from
yeah.
the screen, and then the number 7 appears.
Okay, so let's answer 5 and then 3. I think the reason why 2 appeared again was because we answered 5 again. So that set us back to the original answer that we gave for 7. So I wonder if the input might be semi-independent. So we might be able to input numbers and then go back into another part of the sequence.
So wait, when we put 3 in, we answered 2, and then 2 appeared, didn't it?
It looks like when we put 3 in, it accepted that when it was on 2, and then outputted 3 back.
Six and 1 seem to be the only answers between 1 and 7 that we haven't interacted with yet.
They've all been prime numbers up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're at 7, so send 5.
Turns green, disappears, the 2 appears.
Send 3.
The green turns, or the number 2 turns green, disappears, and the number 3 appears.
Send 2.
For the 3, the number 3 turns red, disappears, and the number 7 appears.
I might have wrote that down wrong. It was 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one here. I'll update my.
So
I
we
think
go.
this was a.
Yeah. Well, it's the same as what I've got noted. 1 minus 5 is 2.
Okay. So yeah, we send over 5. The whole spiel. And it's 3. We send 5 over.
The number 3 turns green, disappears from the screen, and then the number 2.
Send.
Is it 3 again?
We could try.
Or we could send 2. I might be getting mixed up.
And so we're on the fourth number, which is a 2. What do you guys want to input?
Three? I mean, I'm thinking either 3 or 2. Or did we try 3? I'm getting confused now.
Yeah, I believe we've tried 3 already.
We tried 7. I know that.
I'm confused too.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, we could try brute forcing it. It seems like it's not going to reject anything after a certain number of tries, so we could conceivably just set our computer to brute force it until we crack it.
All right, let's start with 2.
Reverse engineer it.
So you guys input the number 2. The 2 on the screen turns red, disappears, and the number 7 appears on the screen.
All right, we go back to the 4th again with 5, 3, and 5.
Okay, so the 4th number, which is the number 2, appears on the screen.
Put in 3.
The number 2 turns green. After a few moments, a number 1 appears on the screen.
That's not a prime.
Oh. Should have thought that out a little better, but yeah.
Let's go with 1.
The number 1 turns red, disappears from the screen, and the number 7 appears on the screen.
Oh man.
Try 7 again.
Guess we'll get
I
back.
feel like it's gonna start and end with 7. I don't know, but that's just me
It
and a
might.
hunch.
Let's input 5, 3, 5, 3. You know, every time it.
And then the number. So after you do that, the number 1 appears on the screen.
Let's go with 7 because most of the answers have all equaled, like every 2 is equaled 8.
The number 1 turns red, disappears from the screen, and the number 7 appears.
Seeing patterns where there's no patterns.
What if we
Try
try another
5 again?
5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get to the same point. 5, 3, 5, 3, and we're gonna try 5 again.
The number 1 turns red, disappears from the screen, and the number 7 appears.
The only number, like I said, that we haven't interacted with now is 6. If we're not, if it, we, I mean, we, as you said, we've used all the primes. So
For 3 momentum, I will put something in your Discord.
can we try 6 first, maybe?
Try 6.
The number 1 turns red, disappears from the screen, and then the number 7.
Yeah, we'll take the end, I think.
The only number to try would be 4. After that,
Yeah.
they're non-primes. So yeah, 5, 3, 5, 3, and then gonna input 4 after the 1 appears.
The number 1 turns red, disappears from the screen, and the number 7 appears.
Is it 8? Because 5 plus 3 is 8.
we tried it. I think
The number 1 disappears from the screen, and the number 7 reappears. Turns red, disappears, the number 7 appears.
To 8, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Not 8 then.
Try 0?
That's all that's left, really. Then
I
going
mean,
higher
we've
than
tried
7.
everything.
The number 1 turns red, disappears from the screen, and the number 7 appears.
Yeah. Well,
If we're multiplying, I think it would be 30.
it's yeah.
Wait, no.
You want to spend the momentum?
I guess.
I will give you 1 clue, but you guys have to spot it. It'll be for 3 moments.
I spent the momentum.
Yep.
Oh, is the 7 a word or a number?
Oh, yeah. Do we spell out the letter? It's because, 7 is written in not.
That's what I was wondering
Yeah.
if it's a word and not a
Right.
numeric.
I think it's 5 written.
Oh, duh. The
Or
answer should be
7
3.
written.
There's
3?
5 letters in 7. There's 3 letters in 2.
3.
Ah.
Yeah.
3 letters has, or 3 has 5 letters.
So
2
yeah,
is 3
Nice.
letters.
send 3.
The number 1 turns green, disappears from the screen, and the number 3 appears.
Casey shoots himself out the airlock.
Send 5.
Yeah.
The number 3 turns green, disappears, and the number 7 appears.
Send 5 again.
The number 7 turns green, disappears from the screen, and the number 6 appears.
Send 3.
The number 6 turns green, disappears, and the number 5 appears.
Send 4.
The number 5 turns green, disappears from the screen, and the number 4 appears.
Send 4.
Number 4 turns green, disappears from the screen, and the number 9 appears.
Send 4.
The number 9 turns green, disappears from the screen, and the number 8 appears.
Send 5.
The number 8 turns green, disappears from the screen.
You cut out. You cut out after we sent 5 from 8.
Yeah, no. The number 8 turns green and disappears from the screen.
Oh, I can scan through the shield grid. I'm gonna do that.
Reason or insight,
God damn.
science or
Woo!
security difficulty 2.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
It's reason or insight using your science or security difficulty 2.
Okay, I will do recent science. Am I assisted by the computer?
Sensor science. So this will be a diff 1. You know what? I get all this momentum. I got all this threat. I will keep it a difficulty 2.
Okay. I think I'm good with rolling since I'm going to be assisted by the ship. There we go.
God, you still get 3 momentum.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to make that insight science roll.
Right, it will be difficulty 4.
Yeah. Are folks okay with me spending 2 of our 6 momentum to get extra dice on this one? I'm trying to see if I can place where the if I can place the ship design that I'm observing.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can also spend your determination too, and spend 2 momentum if you want.
Yeah, I'll do the collaborative problem solving yields better solutions given what we just went through. And I'll spend my determination.
I will not accept that because this is more of a you trying to remember it.
Okay. Is it something that I've experienced before, or is it something that I've just read about?
Possibly both.
Oh, okay.
What about it does well to be skeptical of extraordinary findings?
I think I am okay with that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that one to get
And then roll
more die.
3 dice. Like no, like with the determination spend, you get 2 automatic successes.
Okay.
So you, and then you can spend the 2 momentum, and you can roll 3 dice to decrease your odds a little bit more.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay.
Dear God.
I don't know why I am rolling so unlike myself, but I'm gonna go with it. On a different social media platform, my avatar is a D20 with the 1 showing with the caption of "This is how I roll." Unfortunately.
Or in this game, very fortunately.
Yeah,
She's making up for all the complications early on.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. I mean, 8 successes on this.
Okay, so, Captain, I've been able to breach some of the shields. I suspect they're lowering the interference that they had up against us. Near the station are several of those Maquis Raider ships, but they appear to be unpowered and unmanned. The station is constructed of materials that are common to this region and the surrounding systems. I'm not familiar with the design. I will. The shields are very advanced technology, far beyond what Starfleet has access to. The some of the qualities of it are reminiscent of Zenkethi shielding. But it's more advanced than what I've seen from them, though.
Do they have any weapons on the actual station? Or are there any life signs?
All right. I believe she gets 1 free question.
There's 2 float too.
Yeah, so to get both of those answers, you would need to use one of the floats.
That's fine.
And I did send you that info.
Shoot, sorry. I'd turned my mic off because I needed to sneeze. So, I'm going to say uh, we don't detect any supplies or weapons. It seems like the station was abandoned recently.
Any identification on possible other warp signatures heading away from the station?
I'll scan the area.
I will use the float for that.
It's fine.
Captain, all of the warp trails appear to end here. Even though it's abandoned.
Do you think we can match their shield frequency to enough that we can move the expedition within their within transporter range? Or I guess maybe better yet, do we have access to their computer? Like, are we able to like send information back and forth since we solved the little puzzle?
Yes, we should be able to communicate with the station's computer. I'll send a query to the station about whether or not anyone was left when the station was abandoned.
Very well.
All right, so so you are sending a transmission to the station?
Well, if you're okay with it, Captain, I'm intending to ask the station computer if anyone was abandoned with the station.
I believe there was no life signs that we detected. But yeah, send a query if anyone is still left on the station.
Okay, I will do so.
All right, this will be a control engineering. We'll make this a difficulty. I got threat. We'll make it a difficulty 3. Assisted by the comms and but with communications and engineering. So yeah, so control engineering assisted by the ship's comms and engineering difficulty is
Alright. So control engineering. And I'll buy a third die. And what am I guess I'll use computers as a
yeah.
network.
Or no, not computers, no. This is
Okay.
more communication systems.
Okay. Reverse engineering?
No.
Alright.
Oh, it rolled, right? Sorry. So you get 1 momentum out of that, correct?
Yeah.
In your messages, Mendak.
Captain, it looks like everything's been wiped clean.
Lieutenant Nadon, do a sensor sweep, see if you can find any warp trails. Oh no, sorry, we already did that. That's with the float.
That's not what I was looking for.
On screen?
On the screen, you see a timer counting down from 5 minutes.
Yeah, very cool.
Source.
Suggest we leave.
What is the source?
Captain, it's coming from the station.
Move us away from the station.
Aye, Captain. And you guys move away to, let's call it 500,000 kilometers.
Lieutenant Adan, what's the status of the station?
I will scan the station. Specifically, I'm gonna focus on any reactor cores that are present and active on the station. I'm suspicious that that timer is a self-destruction timer.
Okay, roll me. I feel this is more engineering or security, but I can maybe push this to science. I'm gonna have to make this a difficulty 4 science roll. Probably with your insight.
Okay.
And then ship sensor science. So it'll be difficulty 3. But I'll use this last of my threat here and keep it a difficulty 4.
Okay. Can I spend to get an extra die? Folks okay with that?
We'll spend 3. You can roll 4.
Okay, sounds good. Right. Ooh,
You
good
get
thing we
1
spent.
back. I'll just say this out loud. Your suspicions are confirmed.
Okay. Captain, that's a self-destruct timer. The reactors are currently in a self-destruct sequence. Freebie question: are we at a safe distance?
You're probably a little too close for comfort, but your shield should protect you.
Okay. Our shields should withstand the blast. However, if we want to be completely safe, I would recommend moving a bit further away.
Ensign, full speed. Get us out of here.
Aye, Captain. And the 5 minutes eventually do pass while you guys are in rest. And the station explodes behind you. And then we are currently with all the players on the bridge and the space station just exploding.
Well, we don't know if that was already preset or if failing the passcode caused it to trigger.
Lieutenant, are there any nearby habitable Class M systems?
I'll scan the region, unless we have that information already stored in the computer, in which case I'll ask the computer.
Computer does respond.
There are none within 10 light years, Captain.
Very well. Ensign, set a course back towards Deep Space Nine. Best possible safe speed.
Aye, Captain. And the ship goes to.
Commander, I want to set up a conference meeting with all senior staff at 1500 hours.
Understood.
The bridge is yours.
Thank you, Captain. And the commander will notify all senior
Okay.
reports at 1500.
Is there anything anyone would like to do before the conference? I'll take the silence as a no, and to the conference room we will go.
Analysis on what your thoughts are with the station.
Well, right now it seems we have more questions than answers, Captain.
Complicated process to open their shields, Captain. That was. I have a feeling too many failures on our part may have caused that self-destruct sequence.
But the database was indeed wiped when we finally got access to it. Is that
And
correct?
true, it may have been already set to blow up anyway.
Nadon,
I
did you?
don't.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if any of that caused the systems to be wiped or if they were wiped already. We didn't have time to tell.
Did you learn anything else, Lieutenant Nadon?
Not aside from what I've reported. The major intrigue for me is the shielding qualities. I think perhaps communicating with others in the fleet about the qualities of these shields may give us some leads to follow.
Is it possible that this is some sort of work of a drone army? There were no warp signatures entering around the station or fleeing the area. They were all coming to it.
Yes, that's correct. There were none that appeared to be fleeing. They all seemed to be ending at the station.
Did the sensors
No,
pick up?
Sorry, go ahead, Captain.
The sensors pick up any subspace carrier waves?
I will review the sensor records. I'll go ahead and do that.
What are your thoughts, Commander?
There are subspace carrier waves present. And the subspace carrier waves are going away from the station, Captain.
Do you think if you could potentially create some sort of algorithm that might point where those subspace carrier waves are coming from?
Do you mean where they're headed, Captain? They're coming from the station.
Yeah, or yeah, where they were heading from or heading to.
I will try to analyze that. Yes.
Give me a difficulty 2 reason science.
Okay. Reason science. No luck on my end unless I can ask the computer to assist.
I'll give you computer science.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, that's good. Interesting. The subspace signals go to the ambush sites, Captain. I will note as well, I also reanalyzed the data for any evidence of non-warp-based faster-than-light travel. There is no evidence of the traces of that sort of travel that we're aware of. So, no black hole drives or anything like that, or at least no evidence of them in the area.
So we have evidence of ships warping to the station, but we weren't able to get any evidence of any ships docking with the station or boarding the station of any kind. Is that correct?
I believe so, as the computers were wiped.
During our scan, did we get any sort of idea of the layout of the station? Was this a station that was actually like, would it have been possible to inhabit it? Did it have like living areas? Or was it just kind of a satellite with computer electronics?
It did have living quarters, from the data that I was able to analyze.
Interesting.
How far away are we from the station right now, currently?
Well, you're in warp, so you're at a pretty good distance now.
What was the magnitude yield of the blast from that station?
It was approximately 15 megatons, Captain.
Is that enough to destroy the actual station?
Yes, it is, Captain.
So the station was in a relatively calm section of the Badlands, which would make it an ideal location to send commands off to ships, which is what it appeared to be doing. Do we know of any other calm sections of the Badlands that might match the environmental characteristics of the one the station was in?
I'll pull up the map information. One sec, I'm just sending a clarification question.
So I think I mean to say it's calmer near planets inside the Badlands.
Oh, okay, I understand now. So such an environment would be more likely to be found near planetary systems. It as yeah, it seems to be calmer near there. There's about a dozen or so habitable planets in the region. Or habitable planetary systems, anyway. We could probably narrow it down further, since we know that from our data that they go to the ambush locations with sublight speed transportation. So we'd be looking for something close to attractive ambush locations, close enough that you could travel by sublight.
And how many are we looking at?
Okay, none of the 12 are close enough that they could reach at sublight speed.
Bridge to Captain.
Go ahead.
We have a priority message from Goldrell.
Of course. Put it through.
And on your one of the screens in the conference room is Goldrell. Captain, what is the report?
As we were investigating the Badlands, we discovered a station. The station, which had some of the raiders on, the station was built of unknown material and of unknown design, of self-destruct. We are currently going through all the data that we have collected to find any more leads of actually who is behind this. Is there an indication why you wish to have the update now?
As I said, Captain, I am an impatient man. So it appears that your Maquis theory is correct.
Non-Maquis theory.
On the screen, you see another Cardassian whisper something in the gull's ear, and you kind of see the gull turn white.
Goldrell, is something the matter?
Several contacts have entered Cardassian space from the neutral zone between Cardassia and Zenkethi space. It appears that elements of the Second Order have come under attack.
We're on our way.
And the transmission will cut off.
Taps the button. Bridge.
This is the bridge. Go ahead, Captain.
Set a course for the last known transmission of Goldrell.
Aye, Captain.
Maximum warp.
And the ship temporarily drops out of warp for the course correction and then re-engage.
Appears we might be going into battle here shortly. I want all stations on full readiness. Appears our mystery has gone deeper. Let's see how far this rabbit hole goes, shall we? You're all dismissed.
Anything else?
Other than us going to yellow alert. That's it.
All right, I think I will call that the end of Pandora's box.
We survived.